Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 23rd of 2021, and ever since the very end of the Bad Batch Season 1, a lot of fans are really waiting for what's to come in Season 2, and of course with other projects out there by Jon and Dave, such as of course, the Book of Boba Fett. We got Mando Season 3 and 4 on the way that's being worked on back to back, and more to come as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars material. Also, if you guys would like to go ahead and check me out on Twitter at Mike01, you guys can go ahead and do so if you would like to. Now, we're in a very interesting position right now because right now, toward the end of August, early September, we're going to be learning a little bit more and more about Jon and Dave's approach to this new universe before the major announcements drop by this November. So in case you guys have been out of the loop, this November is going to be a big month, alright? It's going to be a big deal because Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas are all going to be making major announcements for upcoming new Star Wars TV shows and movies and books, novels, and comics, and even brand new lore to be inserted into the timeline of the franchise. So this really does speak volumes to the fans because this goes to show us that Disney's actually putting a lot of time and effort into some of the beloved characters that we grew up with, such as Kenobi, Anakin, Luke, and others out there. So what's really intriguing to me the most about all of this is exactly what they have planned in order to truly restart or reset the Star Wars franchise and bring it in a brand new direction. And this is all being pretty much planned out by George Lucas behind the scenes, handing it all down to Jon and Dave to actually create this visually speaking. So what's really interesting about all of this as well is that George Lucas is going to be making this major announcement by this November. That's the most surprising thing about all of this, is that we're going to be able to see George himself making a lot of these reveals for the future of the franchise. Now, with Disney and Lucasfilm getting ready to begin filming the Ahsoka Tano series with Rosario Dawson, and heading into post-production for the Kenobi series, they are beginning to actually prepare for the marketing of the Book of Boba Fett, which will start in late September. Now, it's noted that currently, however, creator George Lucas is said to be making a big change to the Star Wars universe in multiple different ways that will truly take fans by surprise. By this November, Favreau, Filoni, as well as Lucas and Bob Chapek will reveal new TV shows arriving to Disney+. One of which is actually described to be a show centered around Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra Bridger that will hold ties to Mara Jade returning from Star Wars Legends. This new Thrawn series is said to be an attempt at recreating the Thrawn trilogy books from the 1990s and connecting them also to the Ahsoka Tano series. Now, with the addition of Mara Jade being a detailed piece to the story, serving as the remnants of the Empire. Not just that, however, but Lucas is actually set to announce a brand new Star Wars series this fall that is currently dubbed as Star Wars Circle of the Wills, that will actually focus on the godlike creatures who created the entire galaxy. This series, The Circle of Wills, is set to dive into the origin of the Force and the galaxy in Star Wars as we know it. Lucas is best described to be working closely with Favreau on this project, and that they are indeed aiming to make it in the form of live action, and to be roughly 4 to 5 long episodes that will focus on the origin of the Jedi and Sith as well, that will transform the philosophy of Star Wars and how fans view all of this right now from the beginning. Now, with the addition of recreating the Thrawn trilogy and the connections between Mara and Luke, as well as the Wills TV series, Lucas and others actually have something else significant planned for the brand. One major scene that is set to be shot for The Mandalorian Season 3 by this November is actually set to involve a full-fledged lightsaber duel between Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade, for a brief yet powerful scene when Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano are set to invade Imperial grounds that will give the fans a unique live-action sequence between beloved characters. Now, for this particular scene, it's said that they will focus on detailed forms of choreography that will be similar to what was done in the prequels by George Lucas, a fast-paced lightsaber duel. Many of these decisions are being handled by Lucas, while Favreau and Filoni are set to thankfully create them with their passion that will be witnessed by millions in the near future that will turn Star Wars in the right direction. So I want to actually tap into this very interesting take on Star Wars and where it's going. The Circle of the Wills is set to be a TV show that's going to focus on these deities, if you will. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Wills, but if you don't, let me just inform you real quick. These are godlike beings that created the entire Star Wars universe, or the galaxy, if you will. And Lucas came up with the idea back in 1977 that these creatures actually watch over all of what's happening throughout the Star Wars movies, essentially. And his original idea about the sequel trilogy in the very early stages was that he wanted to focus on the Wills and micro-universes and all these crazy aspects to do with the Force and midichlorians and everything around those lines. He actually talked about this with James Cameron in that very famous interview, if you guys want to go ahead and look it up. Now, the Circle of the Wills, it does have a nice ring to it. I like the sound of it. You know, I think that there's a full-fledged reason as to why they're dubbing it as the Circle of the Wills. I guess because, you know, life goes all around. And it's somewhat kind of like what they represent in The Lion King, you know, the whole circle of life thing. Who knows where they're getting this name from, but that's exactly what it's dubbed, the Circle of the Wills. The thing about this that's going to be announced by this November is that this is essentially going to change specific aspects of how we see Star Wars, how we see the Jedi and the Sith, and the overall history of the Star Wars galaxy. So that's the importance of this show, is that it's going to actually give us more in-depth views on the origin of everything Star Wars, before the Jedi, before the Sith, before conflict, where there was just pretty much these deities watching over everything in existence. So the other thing that I do want to focus on is this Thrawn-oriented TV show that's going to actually hold a strong connection to the Ahsoka series. Thrawn has already been cast. Ezra has been cast. By the way, Mena Massoud, I think, is going to do an amazing job. He was in Aladdin. He deserved another role, and Disney got him. We talked about this a couple months ago of how they were eyeing on Mena to become Ezra, and now it is indeed a reality. Now, he's also going to be getting a major reveal by this November. The overall costume design of Ezra Bridger is set to be revealed to us by this fall, giving us an in-depth look at what a live-action Ezra Bridger is really going to look like. So, George Lucas has a lot on his plate behind the scenes, and handing all of these concepts and ideas down to both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni is actually quite stunning. I think that what we're heading towards is a Star Wars universe where they're going to be taking a lot of aspects from Legends, which is happening, but they're also diving more into the new. And when I'm talking about the new, I'm talking about philosophy changes by George himself, making us understand the Force and the cosmic force in greater depth. And I think that's very important for the fans to know. Some fans out there may disagree and feel that that should remain mysterious, but I digress. So overall, guys, I would really love to hear your overall take on the Circle of the Wills, everything that's happening between Thrawn, Mara Jade, Luke, Ezra, and everything that comes in between. Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.